You know, we're having our official junket of this movie that we shot that seems to be really making people happy, and that's, as an entertainer, that's like, you know, that's all you can kind of hope for.
Billy Batson, I choose you.
Shazam! What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
What makes Shazam that kind of crowd pleaser, the type of movie that audiences are going to want to experience with a crowded movie theater surrounded by fans?
They should expect some noise, some laughter, some constant applause, because this movie is so damn good. No, but it's really, really fun. It's when we went to the movie theater to watch it with the fans, they were all over the place. They were ecstatic. They were laughing about
jumping up and down
50
in their
times.
seats.
Yeah, on their toes. Yeah, it was great. It was a bloodbath at the end of it. Everyone ripped off their limbs. They're like, "Oh, Shazam! I love this movie."
It's wish fulfillment on like the purest level. It's the little kid in all of us who's always dreamt about being a superhero and now can say a magic word and become a superhero. I mean, that's like the most cool, iconic archetype of the hero story I can think of. Plus, it's layered with so much heart and so much fun and funny. I mean, there's so much comedy and some creepy stuff as well, you know?
Say my name so my powers will become yours. Shazam.
Wait, for real?
An adventure, and it feels like that old Amblin-y kind of film that, you know, that I hope Spielberg watches and goes, get that Zachary Levi on the horn, I want to work with him. Okay, Steve.
It's just so irreverent and so much fun. And the notion now that we've seen a lot of superhero movies in which the superheroes are really capable, and now suddenly we see one who has no idea how to use his powers, is really funny.
Can you fly?
If I quit your...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So I think people will enjoy the humor of that. I hope they also then enjoy, conversely, quite how dark and weird and creepy the bad guy story is as well. And then, of course, there's the family theme at the heart of it all, which is quite moving, I think.
You literally did the opposite of what a superhero is supposed to do.
It is, in many ways, a comedy. It has a lot of funny moments in it, and it just becomes even better when you see it with the crowd. And what we've seen as well, that there's a lot of moments where people just go into full-on cheers and applause, which is very satisfying to see as a filmmaker, and just shows how well it works.
What are some of your best memories of seeing a movie in a theater with a fired-up crowd, or just a movie that moves you the most?
I think one of the movies that made me want to be in movies in general was, I think when I was like 5 or 6, I watched Batman Begins in my uncle's screening room at his house, and I don't know, I was just like, this is impeccable. This is make-believe come to life, and it's so cool. And yeah, that was really, and everyone was like, oh my God, it's Batman. So, and I love Batman ever since.
I'm Batman. Get him, Batman!
To be honest, I'm like a huge... I grew up in like theater, that was my background. So I think for me, it was Grease.
I am too.
Oh,
It was
come
Grease.
on.
I loved
It has
Grease.
to be.
Like I probably watched
Mine
it
would be
over
West Side
30
Story.
times.
My God, I remember the first movie I was terrified by was Jaws. I was living in a sort of fairly rural place called Norfolk in the UK at the time. And the night we went to see Jaws, we had to drive about an hour from where we lived to the sort of local town where it was on. And while we were in the cinema, one of the biggest storms that the UK had experienced in decades happened. And we came out, so while the movie is happening, you can hear this earthquake kind of noises going on outside. The movie was absolutely terrifying. I was a teenager. And then we got outside and we couldn't get back home because trees had been blown across the road, things had been destroyed, all of that kind of stuff. That was quite an epic night.
Movies that moved me, I mean, Forrest Gump wrecked me. Like, I was like 12 years old, we were on a family vacation. I don't know exactly what point in the movie I started crying, but, and also I'm an ugly crier. Like, there's no version of this that's weeping that looks like, is he okay? I lost every ounce of, like, it was gone. I was crying so hard that the people around us in the movie theater thought probably my parents were beating me or something, I don't know. And I didn't stop crying until all the way through the credits, all the way back to the van, all the way back in the van, back to the hotel. My parents they started wondering if something was wrong with me. So that was a fun one. I just think I just loved the purity of that character and that heart, and that he loved people, and that he was literally hated by people, and he never allowed that hate to affect his ability to be true and good to the people around him. I thought was amazing.
But going back in the day, for me, it was Dick Donner's Superman.
Yeah,
was the one.
that
Like,
I didn't get
I
to see
really
on the big
remember
screen,
seeing
but-
that
yeah.
on the big screen, and that's why it's such a joy to get to do what we do today. And I think horror filmmakers don't really get the due that they deserve in terms of the quality of filmmakers that they actually are. And certainly we found with James Wan and now with Sandberg that these guys can make the jump into the superhero genre really, really well.
Shazam comes from this era of bygone heroes who always have like that battle cry to run into the fray with. What would your like catchphrase be to run into battle?
You can't hurt me. I'm invincible.
That's so forthright.
So good.
I will fly away from you, and you will.
I'm
touch me.
Flyboy, defender of this city.
Now I'm just making myself laugh thinking about it. Here I come! Like an 85-year-old, like, Jewish New Yorker. Here I come! You know, that's what it is. I don't know.
Oh my God, a battle cry into battle. I think it'd have to be "Come on, you Gunners." I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yes!
And they have a cannon as their emblem, and we're called the Gunners. And when you sign off on texts and things, you write COYG. It's "Come on, you Gunners." So that's what I would use.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? No, I don't know.
That's good.
I took it from Disney.
You did, really? Yeah. That's good. Well, it has to be Shazam. I mean, that's what's top of mind for me. That is exactly what
It's
I
the
would
best
want to
one,
cry
really.
before going into the battle.
What sort of notes did you give the actors playing your older, more superpowered selves to sort of nail your characteristics?
Well, we gave a lot of notes to everybody but Zach. Yeah.
He wouldn't let us get. He gave me a few line readings sometimes, and I would just.
I know. You were fired up.
Yeah, it got me fired up.
Did not like that. He shouldn't have done that.
No, he was a good. Honestly, in all seriousness, though, he was a really good mentor to us, and he was really great, and
really
he
good
was
mentor.
a best friend to us too. Like he really spent time with us, and he wasn't really like an adult around us, like an actor, like a big. I'll teach you guys how to read lines. Here, follow me. He wasn't like that. He was really fun, and he was really great to us.
Yeah.
He was like another kid. We forgot that he was an adult most of the time.
And it wasn't like him just showing up to set every day, doing a scene with us and then leaving. Like he would actually like
Stay
want
around,
to spend
stick
time
around.
with us and
Yeah.
like get to know us. And
He cared, which was cool.
he cared about us.
I'd like to purchase some of your finest beer, please.
A lot of people will see themselves represented on screen, particularly people that might not feel as represented on screen. And I think that's really beautiful. I think the family dynamic speaks to a lot. That we get to tell a story about, foster kids. There's 450,000 or so kids in the United States right now in the foster system. And I love that they have themselves to look up to be empowered by, and to shine that light, I think, even in a small way, is a really powerful and beautiful thing.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.